Saeed, sandwich.
Or would you like a 2-strand coated sugar cube?
I'm going to go for that sugar cube. Just make sure you keep your hands flat when you feed them to me.
And my real name is Daryl.
So welcome back, everyone. We're going to be watching more Lost. I'm going for the sandwich. Just saying. Sorry, Tom.
What kind of sandwich is that? What kind of sandwich is that?
It is an invisible sandwich. It's Smoke Monster sandwich. Is there something in it? Because
there's chicken
together.
salad.
That's disgusting. Smoke monster
chicken
sandwich.
Salad.
So it's just smoke on 2 pieces of bread?
Yeah, that's a new thing.
Bread.
That's a Dharma initiative.
Crap. I ain't going to your deli.
I'm going to put this
There's no
inside.
deli.
You having a sugar cube sandwich?
Yes, that's what we're doing now. So, Storm here.
Tom here.
Kimmy here.
Saeed here. But we're going to get right into episode 11 of season 5.
Yahoo!
Sweet.
Will Ben survive? I mean, will he come back?
He's got to survive.
You know, I got.
What would the show be like without Captain Hook? I mean, Ben Linus.
I have to say, because I know we don't like Ben, but I do feel bad for him. He had a bad upbringing as a child. He was abused, and the island never favored him. So maybe this is the final way for the island to get rid of him completely. So I actually really overthought that and felt worse for Ben because his cards, like, he didn't have a good deal. So we're watching on Amazon today. 5:11.
Jen, can you hear me?
Watch Ben not even be there.
It's Phil, man. Where have you been?
Oh.
Please, help.
Somebody torched that van, and then that somebody let him out of his cell. And since the security cameras didn't pick up any hostiles crossing the perimeter, that means it was one of us.
You're in the motor pool, right?
This guy.
You mind running that winch for me? You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? Okay, no worries. So they just stuck you in the motor pool when you got here?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, same thing happened to me. Wait, hold. Roger Linus.
I hate you.
You're the little monster's father.
Nice to meet you, Roger.
That's my kid. That's my kid!
Hi, handsome. Did you have a good sleep? Yeah. That's my boy. Oh, my God. Hey, Cassidy. Oh, my God, I saw you on the news. I told all my friends I know that woman. Hi. Sawyer. So that son of a bitch is still alive? He was when I left. Why'd you trust me? Because I thought your daughter had a right to know that her father cared. I told him he had a daughter. He never so much as lifted a finger to try to call her. So now I'm supposed to think he's a hero because he told you to come here and help us? Hell, I bet this money's not even his, is it? Your son. Is it Sawyer's?
No, I was pregnant before I met him.
That's not your baby, is it? Was it Saeed? Did he shoot him?
Here's what you need to do, Kate. Keep your mouth shut and stop asking questions, because putting any attention on yourself is the last thing I need right now.
Have you checked out the hostel cell yet?
I'm a little busy trying to keep the town from burning down, Horace.
Okay, well then, let's do it.
These are janitor's keys.
Who did this? Do you know who did this to my son?
Not yet, but we're working on it. How's he doing?
I don't know. Juliet told me to wait out here.
Roger. You happen to have your keys with you?
Yeah, why? What do you need?
I can't fix it.
It's all right.
No, it's not all right. Someone needs to get in there who can find the damage that bullet did and fix it.
Your maniac Iraqi buddy shot Linus. That is what always happened. It's just, we never experienced how it all turns out.
Doc, I need you to come with me.
Come with you where?
Juliet said the kid's losing blood and we ain't got nothing to put back in him. So we need you to show us where he sprung a leak.
No, I'm not coming with you.
Which end are
If you don't come with me, Jack, that kid's gonna die.
Then he dies.
What are you doing?
Making some sandwiches. Figured everybody'd be getting hungry by now.
He's just a boy, Jack. You can't just let him die.
I've already done this once. I've already saved Benjamin Linus, and I did it for you, Kate. I don't need to do it again.
You know, I don't like the new you. I like the old you, who wouldn't just sit around and wait for things to happen.
Hey, where are you going?
Just try to relax.
So James told me that Jack wouldn't help, but he didn't say why.
If I understood why Jack does what he does, I sure as hell wouldn't be sitting here. I asked you to wait outside.
No, what's going on with my kid?
Kate is giving us some fresh blood so we can transfuse Ben.
Well, I'm not waiting outside.
You know, he could stay with me.
Thanks.
Sure.
You stole my keys.
Why would he do that?
Because of me.
What's going on?
God, that's
Going
just
to hypoxic shock.
What does that mean? What's the matter with him?
Oxygen, Roger, get out of here.
What?
Get him out of here.
Our experiences in the past and the future occurred before these experiences right now.
But
Yes.
when we first captured Ben and Saeed, like, tortured him, then why wouldn't he remember getting shot by that same guy when he was a kid?
Huh.
Yeah,
I thought of it. How is he?
He's stable.
Is he gonna be okay?
He's got some fresh blood running through him, which is a good thing.
Is he any better?
He is stable now.
But I can't fix it.
Maybe there's something they can do.
They.
The others.
The others.
You got him?
Yeah.
Ready?
1, 2, 3, go. I'm coming with you.
No. If something goes wrong or we get caught, it doesn't matter for me, but you've got a whole life here. And besides, if Sawyer knew that I got you involved in this, he'd kill me.
Good luck.
And you have Roger, too.
Is that what this is about? You knew about this?
No, I was.
And that is why you were pretending to care about Aaron to convince me to go back
I wasn't
there?
pretending anything.
I'm thirsty. I need some milk.
What, chocolate milk or regular milk?
Juice box.
You look over
Where
his
is he?
hand under the
Where is
skirt.
he?
Aaron? Aaron?
Where'd he go?
Aaron! Aaron?
What was he wearing? It might not be
Is this
him.
your mommy? Honey, is this your mommy? I found him in the fruit section.
Thank you very much. I know you gotta stop me, but I can't just let that kid die.
Damn it, Freckles. I ain't here to stop you.
Hi, Auntie Kate.
Hi, Clementine. Is your mommy home?
Sure, I'll go get her.
Okay.
I lost him.
What?
I don't know what happened. We were in the supermarket and I turned around for 1 second and he was gone. All I could think was, it's about time. Why would I feel that way? I mean, why would I expect him to be taken? Claire was gone. She left him. I had to take him. He needed me. You needed him.
Figure out how you were gonna carry him out there by yourself?
The line's just right over there, right? The others are on the other side?
Well, they ain't right on the other side. And she said, no matter what he's gonna grow up to be, it's wrong to let a kid die. I'm doing it for her.
Good.
He's in the shower, I think.
Is he in trouble?
I just need to talk to him. You two mind giving us some privacy?
Oh my God, she really is just
I
weird.
needed you.
I'm sorry.
That kid was bleeding out. You're a surgeon, and I needed you.
That kid has been.
It's not Ben yet.
I came back here because I cared, Juliet. I came back here because I was trying to save you.
We didn't need saving.
We've been fine for 3 years.
Don't say to see you again, because
Came back because I was supposed to.
Supposed to do what?
I don't know yet.
You better figure it out.
You know, his father said that you think Ben broke Saeed out.
Kid'll do almost anything if he's pissed off enough at his folks. What's she like?
Clementine?
Yeah, Clementine.
Oh, she's beautiful.
You and me would have never worked out, Kate. I wasn't any more fit to be your boyfriend than I am to be that little girl's father.
You seem to be doing all right with Juliet.
This kid's been shot. That's both of our problems. So unless you want to go to war, you're going to take us to Richard Alpert. And you're going to do it now.
Mrs. Littleton, I'm Kate Austin.
Your friend, Dr. Shepherd, came here last night, going on and on about some person named Aaron.
He's your grandson.
Claire died in the plane crash.
No, she survived. When we crashed, your daughter was 8 months pregnant. And because she disappeared, And she left the baby behind. We looked everywhere, but that's when I started taking care of Aaron.
Why did you lie? Why didn't you come to me in the first place?
Because I needed him.
Where is he?
I checked in 2 doors down. He's asleep. When you're ready, he's waiting for you. I'm going back to find your daughter.
That's her reason.
Bye-bye, baby.
Don't worry, we got him right where we want him.
Shut up and keep moving.
What's it look like I'm doing?
Hello there, James. Who might you be?
She's with me.
And why are you here?
Because we need you to save his life. Can you?
If I take him, he's not ever going to be the same again. He'll forget this ever happened, and that his innocence will be gone.
Yes.
So it's all their choices combined that made this happen.
If Charles finds out.
Let him find out. I don't answer to either of us.
Let's bring you to the orchid.
Hello, Ben. Welcome back to the land of the living.
Wow.
Smile. Man. I like how everyone actually deciding to not help Ben, some deciding to help him, all made this happen. So Saeed shooting him because he couldn't stand Ben and what he did to everyone. So him initially shooting him changed him forever. He would have probably been very different.
Yeah, so that explains what Hurley and Miles were talking about. How come he doesn't remember the person who shot him?
Because Richard said he won't remember any of this and he's going to lose his innocence. And so I feel like everyone is being challenged, tested to see what their choice will be when everything's bad. They have to make the ultimate decision, and even trying to do the right thing. I mean, it's really messed up, and I felt bad because I agree, he is just a kid. He was being abused by his father. I'm happy his father does care somewhat, but he kept blaming Ben for the death of his mother and would constantly tell him that. He was physically violent with him. And, Ben was a scared kid, and he wanted to get away from it. So I just felt really terrible
hated being
for him.
there. He absolutely hated being there.
Yeah. And so for Jack to say no, I understand, he becomes a bad person, but just to have these huge choices to make, which is a child's life at stake. And they have to make these decisions on, will it change the future? Is it they didn't say multiverse, but that's the big thing now. This came out years ago, but, them debating, will it actually change what happened to them? Will it stop all this pain, all this suffering from happening? But they actually solidified it.
Right. And for even Juliet to get so ticked off, just to storm in. I mean, she's usually very composed, very calm, and for her to go right in and just face to face with Jack saying,
when he's in the shower and gets out.
It seems like everybody who's came back to the island, they all know when they'll know when it's their time to do something. Mm-hmm. Because Saeed did, and I think when Jack figures it out, he didn't get a sense of I have to do this. So
yeah, because he doesn't know his purpose yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
His drive,
so
why he came back.
Yeah, I think he knows that there's this overwhelming drive to do it, kind of like what Locke goes through whenever he feels like something has to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
And it's the island. It's the island really orchestrating this whole thing, showing, now Sawyer saying and Kate saying, "Oh my God, we're the ones who did this." They're realizing it now.
They still went through with it.
Yeah.
Because they were thinking saving a child's life is more important. And
because he's not the Ben we know yet, kind of thing.
Yeah, but now he's going to be.
But see, they're hoping on the premise of, if we help him and show kindness, that maybe he'll, turn out differently. But now since you give it to Richard and he says that he's not going to remember any of this, then all that goes out the window.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think it was a good choice, but it's hard to say because I feel bad for child Ben because he was innocent and he was abused. You know?
I mean, I think that's where I think Jack had he had the right mindset where it's like, we know what he becomes. If we do this to help him, we're just keeping the timeline going.
Yeah. And we've talked about that before where I know the island's not through with these people and they have purpose for the island. But with Jack, his decision to not help Ben is exactly that because he's already been conned to help him before. Kate desperately
Not
begged
really
him
conned,
to.
but forced.
Forced, yeah, but manipulated to because they threatened Sawyer. Kate was scared, and then that was the only way. They tried so many ways, and that was the way to convince him finally. And Jack was right there.
Yeah,
so,
Jack's like, I'm not going to do it again. Here you are pleading for me to do this again. He goes, I'm not going to go that route
I
again.
did the exact same thing for you once before.
Yeah, look how bad he was later in life, So, why are we getting challenged to save this evil man? So I understand Jack in that case, but it is hard because he's still an innocent child right now.
He is, and even with Saeed shooting him, you can tell in his face he didn't want to shoot the child, but he knows who the child becomes.
Yeah, and
but you saw it in his face. He did not want to shoot that child.
Right, but something also told him, which I think the island probably told him, this is what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
This is how we get him on
yeah.
the path that he needs to be on.
Right.
That could be a thing too. I think just with Saeed's experience through life on what he went through, helping his brother and always trying to have a purpose of some kind, that I thought he made it himself, like made that decision on his own.
Well,
but yeah, I think the island knew he was going to make that decision to
see the way I took, like, when Saeed killed that chicken for his brother. The way I took that is, he had to kill something to help others. So he still is a helping person. He's a helping person, but in a murderous kind of way, I guess.
Because he has reasons why he does it to protect the ones he loves.
Yeah, he's killing
why.
in order to save others.
Yes, because the chicken.
He's still that kind of person. He's the one who kills.
And it still bothers him. He's really good at it, but it still really bothers him. He wants purpose to protect.
He says that he doesn't like to kill, which I totally agree that he doesn't, but he knows that he has to be the one to do it because nobody else is going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think what Ben said, that when he said he was a killer, that really
kind of sunk in.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, this is who I am, and this is
who you are. Yeah.
Right. And when he said no to Sawyer, I don't want to go with you. I'm going to let them do whatever, if they're going to, torture me, whatever it's going to have to be. You're not going to let me escape. This is what I'm supposed to do. But when Ben came to let him go, he's like, oh, now I know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, because he kind of gave up on life at that point. He
Yep.
was willing to just end it all because he had no more purpose. So he found a drive that way.
And it was perfect. It was very well orchestrated, even with Sawyer coming back and helping Kate. And his reasoning was to help Juliet. I'm doing it for her.
I like how he said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. And I like how Cassidy was back in the picture with Kate talking. And
they're very good friends. Like, she gets Kate. She understands Kate. She tells Kate what she needs to hear.
I wish Kate also, they didn't spend a lot of time together anyways, her and Saeed now in the present, but we'll say in their present because it's still their bodies in the present, even though they're in the past. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But anyways,
Sure.
Sawyer and Kate being together and then talking about seeing Clementine, I would have been like, oh, did you know that Cassidy and I knew each other? How, what a small world this is. Like, we knew each other before the crash and,
Exactly.
So that would have been like a what moment, how everything is just connected. But for a moment during that flashback, I thought towards the end, Kate was going to ask Cassidy to actually watch over Aaron, because we did suspect the mom, Claire's mom, but I was like, I don't know, does she really trust Cassidy? She might actually ask her to hold on to Aaron or something. But it is right that she went back to the grandma instead, like that. That's blood, and she is sad about her daughter. And just a quick rant too, I don't think Kate should have said Claire's alive to her, because then she goes and then she went missing and we couldn't find her. We looked everywhere. Like when you're on an island, you don't know. Like if someone just goes missing.
Yeah, everyone thinks
give her
it's just,
hope.
okay, a little island with one palm tree. How can you miss her?
It's,
You know, they
it's
don't
also,
realize.
They haven't been on the island for 3 years.
Yeah.
A lot happens in 3 years. So I mean, it's kind of like
And a lot of
is
people.
she?
I mean,
Yeah, like just be
die
like
a lot.
We don't know if she's alive, you know, like because you just don't want to. Oh my God, like she already went through a whole thing thinking her daughter's dead, and you don't want to give her false hope. I mean, you want to have hope, but you can't say 100% she's alive. But we haven't found her, and for a very long time we looked everywhere.
Her
So
smoke monster father's protecting her.
We're on this island that we have no idea where it is.
Yeah, so
Fine.
so that's the reason. So yeah, she has purpose now to go back. to the
Yeah,
island.
that's
why
her
she went back.
reason. Claire, she wants Claire.
And we've mentioned it many times before, but it is true. We haven't seen Claire in forever. She was drunk in the cabin at one point,
She's on a
and that was
throne
crazy.
somewhere.
I know. Why was she like drunk-ish? You know, she was acting very out of it and laughing or smiling or something. And so I feel like it's out of her control on why she's like that. I mean, she wouldn't just leave Aaron. She was always very protective.
No, she wouldn't.
He was her life.
So it's very bizarre, man. But yeah, so this is what caused Ben to change. Everyone,
was
what
the
they
whole-
did, almost every single person there, besides I want to say Miles and Hugo, like everyone else, their actions caused all this to happen. Down to the big change with Kate and Sawyer doing the final decision, like bluntly being told he's going to be the evil Ben, you know, that screwed you all over in the future-ish. You know,
Yeah, they know it, but they still go through with it.
They still go through with it.
So the
And
island's
for Richard
testing
to
them.
take him like that, and that one of the hostiles said to him, you know, something about Charles. He's like, I don't work for him. I don't, you know, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's whatever happens, but this is what I'm supposed to do right now. But I hated when he said he's going to lose all his innocence. I'm like, what else are you going to do?
I know, we're going to torture him.
I don't know if I would. Let you
Smoke
take him
monster
in.
power.
I think they just meant like he's going to be more hardened kind of
Of
person.
course,
you know,
but
he's-
you know, if
yeah.
we didn't know, you know, what's going to happen to him.
I mean, yeah, because I think it's deeper where, like, they're going to do something to him, whether it's like the spirit of the island or Jacob or whoever that, like, alters his spirit that makes him kind of evil or manipulative. But, you know, I don't know. The whole thing is just so bizarre.
Trying to take the innocent way out.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that part of that, and also them saying if we save him, he has to be one of us, so he has to be harder and learn their ways, and it just changes you, you know.
Yeah, big time.
So
And boy,
the
does
dark
it.
side comes out in him because of his experiences, I guess, afterwards.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see them go back to, you know, on the other side of the fence, go back to Dharma, what happes to Kate.
And
Okay.
Sawyer.
Well, I want to know how they're going to explain, you know,
Where is he?
yeah, where'd Ben go? Why did Kate take a van? Why did you take a van? Why did you both go out to the fence and turn the fence off?
Yeah, and we
Right,
saw
and
you
the
guys
first
talking
idiot.
beforehand, and when
That's
Kate
right.
shouldn't have been there, so it's
Yeah.
going to be very suspicious.
Yeah, I think.
And Jack was a janitor too. I mean, like, luckily Ben's dad knew that. He's like, oh, my kid stole my keys. That's what happened there. And he told Kate though, but I don't know if he's going to tell anyone else.
Why would he help this prisoner? Why would he do that? And he knows prior he was giving him a sandwich, so.
Yeah, so will he tell everyone
He knows
else
his
what
motive,
happened?
yeah.
Or will he just say, like, stay quiet now that Kate's gone because he doesn't want to get in trouble? And then Jack will be blamed or something. So all the new people of the original group are going to
They
be
might have
outcasts or something. They might be kicked out.
I don't think so, because when it comes down to it, I think if Jack still has his keys, then he should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
You know, I mean, that should be the. But that's not to say that nobody else could take somebody else's keys to pull this off. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just because his keys are missing doesn't mean he's the guilty party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless
so,
it was a specific, you know, something specifically just for Roger on that keychain. Like,
Mhm.
okay.
Right, a specific
that
door
is
or something.
really Roger's, yeah. Like his key to his house or something like that
Or
was
his
attached to
Volkswagen.
it. Or his Volkswagen.
So time, again, we joked about this during the intro as well. Time can be very complicated, and there's no right answer because no one's been through that yet.
Yeah,
as
I
far
loved
as you
Hurley
know.
and Miles'
Besides the shows you watch.
conversation.
Yeah, so you get that Miles is saying that the people, their bodies, are their present self. But their present
that's their
self,
present timeline.
Yeah.
Even though they're in the past, they're present.
So,
So even though something took
like,
place, so even though something happened in 1977 and it's already happened, we don't remember it because we never experienced it yet. Our present body hasn't experienced it yet.
They didn't exist yet. So
so this point in time is now existing for them, even though it existed for everybody else in this time.
Yeah.
It's confusing to think about it, but
multiverse. That's like it's different, but it's an easier way to kind of
it's
to be like it's a different timeline, but it is one timeline.
It's one timeline, but there's a few of them that are straying off of it to go back to feed into this timeline. It's kind of like a paradox thing because one thing has to feed the other to feed the other to feed the other. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if one thing didn't exist, then this wouldn't exist, and this wouldn't exist to start this again. Yeah, it's kind of like a loop.
It's like a loop, yeah.
It's a paradox because, like, if Ben, let's say if Ben did die as a kid,
yeah,
then everything that happened to Ben and our gang on the island never would have happened the way it perceived, which means Ben would have never have turned the key to transport the island, to time travel the island, move the island, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
and they would never be put into this predicament to begin with, which means they would never be sent back in time to, shoot Ben to get him back to the others to play out his whole role.
Yeah.
So it's like it's this giant loop that it's just a paradox because something in the future has to happen to help something in the past to help something in the future.
Yeah, I can see that, and in a paradox, like. I don't want to like spoil anything from a different show, but like thinking of that too, you could disrupt something like if you killed someone and then other people don't exist later or something because that person being died. Yeah.
Right.
That died early.
Right.
But it's kind of interesting to think that if they didn't have those experiences from their past about Ben and how manipulative he was with them, then they could have helped him and saved him and he would have been nice Ben, and that could have really changed everything in a better way.
Can you imagine? He would have been like the welcoming Ben when they crashed. Come to our compound.
Yeah, let's have a feast.
Yes, welcome. You're stuck here like we are. But
instead, you are the feast.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let the games begin.
It is crazy. That was fun though with Miles and Hugo just going
it was great
with the whole thing. Because it makes you think that way. And
but that's the real conversation. That's the real conversation. You know what I mean? It's confusing as hell, but who's right? Who knows? I mean.
Yeah, and it's crazy that Ben did get shot and doesn't remember because he was helped by the others and he loses his memory.
But that part that confused both of them is actually answered in this episode.
Yes.
Which is I'm glad they did that for because it's not just a plot hole, you know what I mean? It's actually there's a reason why he doesn't remember.
Yeah.
That's it.
And how in the past when Saeed was living his life and Ben was just questioning him or telling him, you are a killer, you're a born killer, and he's like, well, I don't enjoy killing, and he's like, my apologies, and just the way it was drawn out, and it was there were some pauses there, like it's kind of foreshadowing not just his past but what he does in the future in the past.
It's kind of like a sarcastic it was kind of like a sarcastic slap in the face to Saeed because the way he said my apologies, it was kind of like, I'm sorry you don't like it, but this is the way it's going to happen.
That's right. And
I knew it wasn't genuine, but
yeah. And I know you're still weak. You're still, weak in that area. You don't know, your true purpose. Yes, you're doing this in the Dominican Republic. You're doing this. You're hiding from your true self. But I came all the way here just to talk to you for a moment. Plant that seed, and you will continue to follow.
For a 5-minute conversation.
Yes. You will continue to do what I say, whether I say it or not.
Yeah, and just
my apologies. See you next week.
I know.
That was so worth
just to clarify too, I know that Ben doesn't know about Saeed. I said that a few times already, but just what I said when he was talking to Saeed and saying that, oh, my apologies, I'm just saying that was foreshadowing for us to actually see what happened, where he did actually kill, like he killed a child, and he didn't like doing it at all, but it's just ironic to see that, like, holy crap.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. He, like we said before, though, he's doing it to protect somebody else.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's what he's always done.
He doesn't like to do it, but he has to do it in order to save the ones he does like.
Yeah. Poor Saeed, I really feel bad for him. Everyone has like really bad histories in some way, and it's just like you feel for him.
Well, I mean,
that's what makes it good, right?
None of them has something easy that they have to do. I mean, they'll have something that's horrible. I mean, look at Locke; he's been through it a lot.
Yeah, now he's with Ben at the end. Like, how fitting is that? And Ben was surprised to see him there. Like, that was nice to see that for once. Like, oh,
it was, and I just love John's eyes, just like.
Yeah, welcome back.
Now
to
I know
the
how you
land of the
feel,
living or whatever. Like, that's a perfect quote. It's great. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. We can't wait to watch the next episode. You can check out our links below if you want to check that out now, and we'll see you very soon, as always.
Bye. Subscribe.
Bye. Toodles. Do it. Do it. Or Locke will come visit you in your dreams.